How's it going, everybody? I'm the BTC Reaper, and my goal on this channel is to teach you how to reap the rewards of trading while the price is going up or down. Broken code traps 24 million of Lido staked on Solana. Holders want their tokens back. In October, Lido announced plans to discontinue their Sol version of Lido, so anyone that had ST Sol had to change that for Sol. When Lido removed the webpage in February, users still had 112,000 of ST Sol, valued of 24 million. In addition to having no way to withdraw their funds, the newly found bug in the Lido smart contract is also preventing ST Sol holders that do know how to program from withdrawing their funds. The other big thing is, Lido removed this webpage, so you basically need to know how to code in order to get your tokens back, and if you don't know how, tough. So that's one of the criticisms I have. So that's one of the risks with staking your tokens. That's personally why I don't really stake very much. So if you're staking, good for you, you're getting rewards, but just be aware of those risks. Over on the Dixie, remember we are using Market Cipher B and Market Cipher A 1.1. These are both free in TradingView, which is free like the information we're giving you. So smash that like, hit the subscribe. We did push above this gapped area. We tried to pull back and tried to hit it. We do see the Dixie sold off a little bit, and the crypto market dumped off pretty badly. So Stochastic does want to round here. RSI is weakening, momentum is starting to round, and our VWAP's losing strength. If that VWAP breaks this neutral, momentum will pull back. That is our blue wave. Our yellow wave is our VWAP. If that yellow wave breaks the zero line, our blue wave will pull back, and our green wave will have the potential to flip red and become bearish, giving us the potential for a sell-off. If Dixie sells off, that's typically positive for the crypto market because usually we see Dixie go down and crypto go up. So remember, if you want a further in-depth on how to read these different parts, what each part means, visit the Mastering the Trade playlist. But before you do that, smash that like and subscribe. Over on our total, we are pushing below this green EMA. We did break our support level. If we cannot meet support in this range, it's very likely we will see some further losses. VWAP is pulling back, momentum's pulling back as a result, money flow's losing strength, momentum wants to round away. If that VWAP starts to pull back lower, momentum will start to sell off stronger, and money flow will start to fall more drastic. That momentum also has a bearish divergence, where price is going higher and momentum is going lower. That does show we could have a sell-off coming. Stochastic does want to round. We have orange above blue, so I would exercise caution. If this does not reverse, we could see further losses, and we could push to our 674 and possibly break it. Remember that yellow EMA right by that 674 is probably our next support range. Over on this 4-hour, we keep dropping, consolidating, dropping. We have a bit of consolidation, so watch out for another drop. VWAP is in the bullish territory. Momentum has a double green dot and wants to push forward. So if this VWAP can remain bullish and we can cross over this purple EMA, we could push forward. However, if we continue to consolidate here, we could create a bear flag that could drop us lower. So watch those lower time frames. If they become more bullish, we could push up. Over on this 2-hour, we did lose that 300 EMA, and we are attempting to pull back. We are retesting, so this retest is going to be very important. If we reject this retest and we see further red candles, we're likely going to lose this range. However, if we can reclaim this 300 EMA, get a bounce and continue forward, then we may revisit our 743 and still have a potential run forward. Stochastic does want to run. RSI is pushing forward. VWAP's pretty flat. Momentum's starting to kind of round away, and the money flow is flattening out. If that VWAP cannot gain bullish favor, we will see that momentum remain bearish, and that can push us lower. Over on the 1-hour, we are getting this consolidation drop. That seems to be a trend. We are starting to consolidate here. It has been a longer stretch than the last few stretches, so that could give us the potential to push forward if we're lucky, but I would watch this VWAP closely. VWAP is bouncing off neutral, trying to remain bullish. If our VWAP can remain bullish, momentum will cross bullish, money flow can flip bullish, and that can help push us forward. However, If we lose this VWAP here and we pull back, losing that 300 EMA on the 2 hour, we could see some further losses, push to our 674, and then see further losses if we cannot gain bullish momentum at that zone. Over on Bitcoin dominance for the daily, we are pulling back, we are touching our point control. If we break this point control over the next few days, we could see a pullback. If we stay above it, we could create a flag. That flag could drag us lower. We do have a bit of consolidation in this range. We have some candle wicks here and candle bodies here, and then some wicks and bodies here. So we'll stretch that out. So that is a pretty solid channel. And then you would draw from your rise to your drop. So right here to right here, apply that from your bottom down. And that would give us the potential of 51%. So we're not quite out of the woods yet. That stochastic does want to round. RSI is losing strength. If the stochastic continues lower, RSI will lose strength here and continue lower, bringing price action lower. If we break this point control, we could see this flag play out and bring dominance lower. VWAP is bullish. Momentum wants to head forward. Money flow is trying to cling to the bullish territory. So I would watch the lower time frames here. If they can remain bullish, we could push forward. Over on our 4 hours, stochastic's pulling back. RSI is losing strength. Momentum's pulling back. We have a red dot. VWAP did break bearish. We are attempting to break back into the bullish territory. If our VWAP can break back into the bullish territory and push up, we may see momentum make a bounce. Money flow would remain bullish, and that can give us a push forward. However, if we get a solid rejection here and we start pulling below EMA bands and lose this 300 EMA, we could see this flag play out and bring us lower. Over on our 2 hour, we are starting to round away. Exercise caution. We have lower highs with consistent lows. That is creating a bit of a rise, descending triangle. Descending triangles are where you have lower highs and consistent bottoms. A descending triangle could push us right around this support range, just under our Fibonacci range. If we break that and hold, then the bears can gain control. However, if we break that and bounce back through and push up, we can see the bulls run up. VWAP is bullish. Stochastic wants to pull back. RSI is pointing down. So the 2 hour does look like it wants to break bearish. We are on edge. Momentum wants to break down. VWAP wants to break down. And the money flow wants to break down as well. So we could be gearing up for a pretty decent drop to the downside here. Over on the 1 hour, we have a manipulation X. Stochastic pulled back. RSI dropped. VWAP broke. Money flow wants to break. But if that momentum does not break with our VWAP, our money flow can remain bullish. It may cling to the bullish territory if it remains bullish though. If this VWAP can round up, we create a consistent low and then get consistent or higher highs, we could still see the bulls gain control. That would be dependent on us not losing this 53.79 zone though. If we lose this blue EMA, then it's very likely we can push to our 300 EMA. If we lose that 300 EMA, then it's likely the bears will gain control and push us lower. Over on Bitcoin futures for the daily, we did call this pattern here, and we dumped out of it. So everyone that commented yesterday saying your move didn't happen is right here. You must be having blinders on. RSI is falling, momentum's falling, VWAP's breaking down. If this continues, we could break this support. However, we did fall to this gapped area, and we are holding. If we can push forward here and get bounced, breaking through that value area high, we can still see higher highs. However, if we reject our value area high, pull back, get lower highs, and then break this support, we could see further losses. Or if we break this support, we could drop down to our pattern on Bitcoin. And then if we manage to maintain this range, then we could still push up. Remember, we do have a flag on Bitcoin. RSI is pulling back, momentum has bearish divergence, VWAP's pulling back, stochastic's dropping, momentum's falling, money flow wants to fall. If that VWAP continues to favor bearish, momentum will pull back and money flow will continue to drop. Over on this 4 hour, we have pretty solid drop, so we are going to delete this as it has played out, and even if you had a short and you sold out right now, you would have gotten a little extra. RSI is dropping, stochastic's falling, VWAP does want to break bullish, momentum has a double green dot. If this can continue, we may be able to push forward. We did fall to this first gap, so again, we did fill it. If we can meet support in this range, we can push forward between here and our 64K. However, if we do not meet support in this range, we could invalidate the pattern on Bitcoin and then continue to drop. So exercise caution. Remember, we did cover yesterday how not every halving makes Bitcoin go up. RSI is falling on the 2 hour, stochastic wants to round, VWAP's falling back, momentum wants to pull back, and our money flow is flat. If that VWAP breaks down, momentum will remain bearish and that money flow will follow. So I would watch the lower time frames. We are starting to round, trying to get a bounce. If we can solidify a bounce here, that will be positive. However, if the bears break us away from our EMA, we're likely pushing right around that 61,790 as our next support range if we cannot meet support in this gap. Stochastic's pulling back, RSI is flat, VWAP's falling back, money flow's falling, and momentum is rounding. So I would exercise caution, but if our VWAP can bounce off this neutral here, we could get some bullish momentum. Momentum would then push forward, money flow could push forward, and price action can rise. But if this VWAP breaks through and gets lower lows, we could see the bears still gain control over us. Over on Bitcoin for the daily, we did invalidate this pattern and reject away, much like we have been warning over the last few days. Stochastic does want to pull back, RSI is falling, momentum wants to round, VWAP's breaking, and the money flow is losing steam. If we cannot meet support at our 63,120, where that futures gap is, then we will lose this area, push lower, fill those other futures gaps. However, if we do meet that support, remember we do have the possibility of going to around 92K. So that is still valid, it is still possible, pending we do not break this main flag. Stochastic's starting to drop, RSI is weakening, momentum has bearish divergence, VWAP's falling back, so watch the lower time frames. Over on our 4 hour, we are dropping down pretty quick. Again, any quick move is typically retraced. We did pump up very quick, consolidate, and now we drop very quick. So we could consolidate, then push back up, or consolidate, make a bear flag, and drop. That would be the less ideal circumstance here. RSI is falling, Stochastic's pulling back, VWAP's in the bearish territory with slightly higher lows and trying to get higher highs. If we can solidify higher highs and stay above neutral, that will be positive. Momentum does have a double green dot that wants to push forward, but if our VWAP pulls back, that could be rejected, so I would watch. Money flow does want to remain bullish, so if that VWAP can stay above that neutral and gain bullish momentum, we could see that money flow remain bullish. However, the 2 hours looking a little iffy. Stochastic wants to pull back, RSI is losing strength, VWAP's falling back, momentum is favoring bearish, and the money flow did get a break, which if you were watching for this break, you see where VWAP broke, and then money flow followed a couple candles after. That could have been a warning that we were getting that big drop. Right here, that VWAP did break to the bullish side. We tried to get a run up, and we got some indecision candles, so that could have been a warning there too. When you start seeing indecision candles, the market can make a reversal. So over on the 1 hour, Stochastic is starting to pull back very slightly. If it can remain in this area, we may be able to run up. RSI was selling off, but again, if Stochastic remains high, RSI will rebound and bring price with it. VWAP is in the bullish territory, starting to favor bullish. If we can remain above neutral here, momentum will continue up and money flow can break bullish, push our higher time frames up, and that'll give us some strength and give us the possibility to break forward. But if our VWAP breaks, momentum will curl, money flow will remain bearish, and we could see some further losses here. So, like I tell you, every trader has a plan for both sides. Over on graph for the daily, we pretty much got our full breakdown. We did reject that area we told you we needed to reject, and we are going to delete this at this point because with the way the hourlies are looking, we may have a possibility to bounce, and we may not get the full break. Again, don't always go for the full break. We did break our 37,711 and then some. RSI's pulling back, Stochastic's pulling back, VWAP's favoring bearish, money flow's pulling back, and the momentum is favoring the bearish territory. If this continues on the lower time frames, then we're likely going to make a bear flag here on the 4 hour, and that can drop us lower, continuing this trend. RSI is pulling back, VWAP wants to break bullish, but it's kind of indecisive. Momentum is heavy in the bearish territory, so if that VWAP gets a rejection, that momentum will remain bearish, money flow will drop, price action will remain low. However, if our VWAP can get higher highs with higher lows, our momentum can continue to push forward, and our money flow might push with it. Stochastic does want to push up. RSI is losing strength, as that stochastic has been pretty beat down. So if that RSI does not rebound, that stochastic will remain beat down, and we could see some further losses, as that would weaken the daily. Over on the 2-hour, stochastic is going flat. It is trying to rebound here. We did break toward our 30. If we can rebound above 30, that would be bullish for the 2-hour, and that could help propel us forward. RSI wants to head up. Stochastic wants to head up. Momentum has a double green dot. Money flow wants to head forward, but our VWAP's nowhere to be found, so I would exercise caution. Over on our 1-hour, VWAP is trying to remain bullish. We just can't break bearish. We need this to remain, and for the VWAP to get some solid highs with solid lows. If we can get some solid highs with solid lows, momentum will continue up, money flow can break bullish, and that will propel the lower time frames up. But our stochastic does want to pull back. Orange is above blue, very close. It is indecisive. Our side's pretty flat. I would bet more on that VWAP. If our VWAP gets a lower low, momentum's going to pull back, money flow is going to reject. We'll break our 31,954. However, if that VWAP remains bullish, we can push back to our 37,711 and attempt to break back forward. Over on algo for the daily, we are getting a strong bearish engulfing candle that wants to bring us lower. If we confirm further red candles, we can push through the point control and see further losses. Stochastic wants to pull back, RSI is losing strength, momentum wants to pull back. We have a red dot on the RSI, signaling the RSI could lose more strength. VWAP has lower highs, money flow is pulling back, momentum could make bearish divergence here with lower highs, while price makes higher highs, so I would exercise caution. If we continue seeing bearish momentum, we could end up seeing some lows. RSI on the 4-hour is starting to pull back, momentum's pulling back, stochastic is dropping, VWAP is favoring the bearish territory. If this continues, we could see some further lows, so I would watch for that to happen. If we see that VWAP continue to favor bearish, we will see the daily breakdown. Over on our 2-hour, green is trying to break under our red. If we confirm that break, we could get further losses. RSI is pushing down, stochastic's pretty flat, VWAP's nowhere to be found, momentum is pretty flat, and our money flow is flat as well. If this VWAP cannot reclaim bullish territory, we can see the bears bring us lower, but we do have that momentum kind of stalling. It's not too sure where it wants to go, so I would watch more on this 1-hour. The 1-hour has slight bearish favor. We did get a higher high, now we have a lower low. If we continue with lower highs and lower lows, we can create a new bearish trend to pull us back. However, if our VWAP breaks above neutral and holds, we will see momentum create a higher low. A higher low can then push money flow forward, and that can give us a rebound and attempt to retrace our 67 if we're lucky. Over on XRP for the daily, we are pushing down to our 57, so we did get most of this breakdown. I'm not going to leave much of this pattern with the indecisiveness of the rest of the market. So if you have not averaged in and you are hoping to at this breakdown, this may be your cue. RSI is pulling back, stochastic's pulling back, VWAP has a lower low, momentum's pulling back, and the money flow is losing strength. If the VWAP continues to weaken on lower time frames, we can see a break of our 57 and potentially push to 54, pushing toward the value area low, right around 53, 52 if we're unlucky. Over on our 4-hour, we are trying to bounce off the support level just like everything else. RSI is pulling back, stochastic's pulling back, money flow is bearish, VWAP is getting higher lows. If that VWAP can break above and hold, we can see the bulls gain more momentum and push us back through our EMA bands. However, if this VWAP rejects and pulls back, we can lose our support areas, reject our 300 EMA, and then continue lower. Over on this 2-hour, you can see we pulled up to the 300 EMA, got a pretty solid rejection, and then dropped down near our support. If we do not break this support, we may make another attempt to break our resistance, our EMA. If we can hold above that EMA, that could be positive. However, if we lose our EMA or this support, we are going to see lower price action. Stochastic wants to pull back, RSI is losing strength, VWAP starting to pull back, money flow is indecisive, so watch that VWAP closely. Momentum does want to push forward, but if that VWAP breaks down, money flow likely will start to break down. Over on the 1 hour, we do have a bit of a descending channel that could be a rising pattern. Stochastic's pulling back, RSI is losing strength, VWAP wants to break bearish, and our money flow is losing strength as well. If this continues, we could see the bears gain control here. However, if our VWAP breaks for a higher low, we can see the bulls regain control, push momentum forward, money flow could reclaim bullish momentum, and that could help propel us to our 67. So I would watch for that bounce and a confirmation. Finally, on algo for the daily, we did break our 25 cents, and we are pushing down toward our consolidation range, right around that 23 cents like we warned you. RSI is pulling back, Stochastic's pulling back, VWAP's favoring bearish territory, momentum's picking up bearish steam, and the money flow does want to sell off. If that VWAP continues to drop, our momentum will continue to weaken, and money flow will continue out, then we can see a push to our 1618 if we do not meet support here. Over on this 2 hour, this could be a descending channel that could try to push us forward. If we can push forward and break 25, that could be positive. Stochastic wants to round away, VWAP wants to break down, money flow wants to reject, momentum's favoring bearish, so I would exercise caution. If our VWAP breaks down, we could see another bearish trend and further losses. Over on our 1 hour, we are starting to consolidate, so I would watch. Consolidation after a breakdown can make a bear flag to drop you lower. Stochastic wants to pull back, RSI wants to pull back, VWAP is indecisive, momentum wants to reject, and the money flow doesn't know where we want to go. If our VWAP rejects and pulls back for lower lows with lower highs, the bears will gain control. However, if this VWAP can flip our neutral and stay above, we will see a push forward. So I would watch closely on the next couple candles. If going into tonight we are bullish, we could see the market push up. Thank you for watching tonight's video. I hope you have a great night.